Hello and welcome back. I already did an intro portion to my video, but I have to rectify myself because I realized for this whole next video that I referred to the plant that I was putting in the ground by the wrong name the whole time. And it wasn't until after I was done recording and I looked at the seed packet that I was working with, I am actually planting Columbine, not Clematis. So please just excuse my misnaming of the plant that I am working with today. Columbine double mix is the variety that I'm going to be planting, and please enjoy what you are about to see. I am going to be planting out the last of my clematis today. So I thought I would try to walk you through that process. And then I have to lay out some mulch on top of that once I get those planted in the ground. So I'm gonna top some things off here, show you. I'm gonna be using some of my Plantone today. And let's see, what else do I need? Kneeling pad. I love this kneeling pad. Bill found this. I don't remember if it was Menards, a Home Depot, or something. Oh, it's wonderful. It used to have a Velcro strap around. I don't know what happened to that. Not that I used it or needed it for anything, but I'm just a little befuzzled. I have to tie back some bachelor buttons that I'm going to try and use some of this garden twine. And I like the idea of garden twine because I can reuse it. Just at the end of the season I can pull it off. So I'm going to use some of that today to pull some of the bachelor buttons that are against the fence. And then I know there were some other things I wanted to do. Oh, I wanted to show you. So, something that's already happened. Back here, this is something that I'm not certain why it happens. Could be overwatering. So yesterday I came out, this is my red cherry tomato. Yesterday I came out in the morning and I watered, and there were only just a few branches that were curled up. And then I went to work and I came back home late around 8 o'clock and I checked on it, and it wasn't even in the evening, it was in the afternoon. So in the morning I watered, Bill and I ran some errands, came back, and the whole thing had curled up. And so I was thinking, well, maybe I overwatered. Now remember, I mentioned the black walnut tree, and that could be a problem too. So I did not water. I considered watering in the evening. I did not. It was hot yesterday, pretty hot. But I did not water. I came out this morning, and half of it had come back. Like I said, all of it was this curled. So I thought, well, maybe I overwatered because half of it had perked back up today. So I'm just going to leave it be because these look really healthy again, but these did not come back. And if I feel the branches, I can always tell because the branch, when the disease happens, feels hollowed. So I'm not certain. And then if you come on over here, some of it, and I watered this one today, and it was already looking distressed. And then I did read that the browning of the flower could be just stress from heat, which we had, 4 days, hot days. So I'm not certain. I am tying this back because it is shading out. I'm considering tying back, give you a little more view, tying that back. I might tie the nasturtium back, but the problem might be fixed when I do the bachelor button, but it's shading out a little too much. Clematis back here, the yarrow that's here. So I'm just gonna open things up. I want to prune back this hosta, just this branch here, because I have a marigold back there that's beginning to struggle, lack of light. I pulled some things. I gotta remulch now. I pulled some plants that were looking even more distressed. I'm gonna pull some of these lower leaves, but I'm gonna put some 7 on here. Get rid of some of those lower distressed leaves. It makes me kind of sad, but something's definitely chewing. There is healthy growth happening there, so I'm just gonna let it keep going. I didn't pull everything. That must be the same nasturtium. This beautiful thing, I'm almost certain is a cosmos, but look how fat this stump is. It's basically a stump. It's fantastic, but there are no flowering buds yet, so, but it should be. I don't think that's a weed. I did the random seed spreading over here and the zinnia, and this was pretty much the only things that came up successfully. I got some pretty marigolds opening up today. That corner replanted or moved. Those plants look great. Excited for those to continue. Anything else to show this morning? I made a bouquet. So there were a lot more flowers out here on these plants, and I know that cutting zinnias back especially is going to help them bush out. So I waited a little bit to let this stem get a little bit longer, and today I cut a bunch back. That's why there aren't as many blooms, but there is just loving the key lime marigold. It's so bright and pretty. I picked my first little tomato last night off of one of my orange hats. First petunia to open up. I'm amazed that this one opened up first, because these in the back have been planted much longer and been getting bigger for a much longer period of time. Ooh, that one's about to open. I wonder what color that'll be. I gotta train this guy to go back, otherwise Bill's gonna mow you over. Some good progress on the cosmos and sunflowers out here. I fertilized those yesterday. The yarrow is about to open, so I'll be excited to share that. I fertilized that top tray yesterday. And then over here, I'm really sad about my sweet peas. They're really just dying back, and I fertilized. I tried that one. It's a nice bud on there, that sunflower. Buds on here, a nice little healthy stalk there, but then there's all this browning dying back. Back here, I did some more trimming on this woolly Kate at the bottom. I pruned down here at the bottom of my pepper plants to get a little more airflow in there. Got lots of flowers happening. Been trimming off blooms on this cucumber. It's got a long way to go. And then I'm still not sure what variety of tomato this is, but I'm gonna just let it keep going. I'll eventually put it in a bigger pot again and see if it lasts. I'm sure it will. See, I have a couple cosmos in here too. So these are ones that I direct sowed. Everything back here, all direct sowed, and I'm kind of liking how, especially the cosmos look, having been direct sown. Because there's one here, there's one here, and how tall and how sturdy it is. And then you come and look back here. Now, I do like these. I wonder if they're this variety because of the thin leaves. It's the purpley pink. I don't remember the variety of those, but I think that's the variety they're gonna be, and how spindly these are. The stems are certainly not as sturdy, but the branching is crazy in a good way. So yeah, some positives to starting directly or in trays. I'm thrilled with how the marigolds are looking. They're getting super bushy. I pulled a ton of volunteer snapdragons throughout this bed and throughout this bed. I picked some beans today, just a little handful, but as I went through any snapdragons, that's another one I can pull, any snapdragons that volunteered that are down here, I pulled. I'm keeping those along there because as soon as the peas die out, although I have all these new blooms on there, it's just crazy, I will be pulling them, and then that'll give some more airflow and light to the snapdragons and carrots and things that are down here. I harvested a few broccoli, just the little side shoots. I harvested some of those. That's why I'm keeping these, because they have a ton of side shoots I'm going to keep harvesting. And then this guy looks still beautiful as ever, so keep it up, guy. Ooh, that's a pretty one coming. This one's finally coming back when I cut back these two broccoli. You can see the little stumps are there. Finally gave some room for this nasturtium. And I pulled a couple green onions, just 2 today, to see what I thought. And I cut them up. They smell super oniony, and green onions I don't think have to get huge. So I could pick them. I've got a few more that are as big as the ones that I picked today, but it's just a start. Yesterday I planted up, I had gotten these from the market. These mint, spearmint, and chocolate mint. And those already look great. So my idea, which is what I tried last year, is I'm gonna let these live in here and I will try to overwinter them and hope they come back. I think they would have survived, but I think I was impatient and didn't wait long enough. So that's okay. Oh, and I planted another herb over here. I just gotta find a space for it. The cilantro. And they all looked pretty sad yesterday when I put them in the pots, but they look great today. I also fertilized this petunia. It's getting some brown. Lived its life, but we're gonna see if I can get it a little bit longer. I fertilized here, there. Like I said, all the fertilized here. Finally opening up, you sweet little snapdragon, you. Huh. But I'm gonna have to put something else in here when this calendula dies back. Otherwise it's just gonna be nasturtium. The poppy may not last too much longer. Those flowers on there don't last very long. There's another bud. They don't last very long. And then just the petals fall and leave this behind. That one's so pretty. Okay. Anyway, let me take you around. That was a pretty unplanned walk around. But let me get you set up and see if I can't get you to see me putting in my clematis. Okay, so I'm back in the corner. Lighting is terrible, but I'm back in the corner where I'm going to be putting my clematis. So here is my pack. They are coming really, really nicely. They apparently love living back here. I've been keeping them in the spot where they're going to live. Pull some weeds back here. cleaned it up at one point. Look. Treasures. Finding treasures. That's so I don't lose it. Just put it in there. Okay. So I have 6 of these, and I should probably have checked what the spacing on these. I don't think it really matters. So I'm going to have some of this mulch. Got lots of space though. This is the space I have to work with. There. Not really sure what I want my spacing to be. I think I plan on putting 4 of these back here. Something under there. Probably cement. More weeds to pull. This is next to Lily of the Valley. There. There's all sorts of weeds. This is such a weed infested area. Okay. So 4 going back here. I think they'll be really happy. Okay. So the first thing that I actually put down is just some potting soil. Soil back here actually looks really good on this. So I put potting soil in there, and then I mix plant tone in with it. I just do like partial handfuls. I don't go crazy. So there, I don't know, that's about it. You could see that. Just a little. And then I'm gonna work that into that soil that I just added. Mix it in. Hope that my hole is still big enough. Okay. Well, let's try and pick the 4 healthiest, but these all look rather healthy, so I'm just gonna grab each one very carefully. See that? Look at those roots. Can you see that? Yeah, I think so. Happy plant. Oh, hello. Hello, worm. I didn't even see you. I rough up the roots just a little bit to open them back up if they look a little root bound. There's one. Just watching this worm make his way back down. I'll cover up in a minute. 2, 3, and 4. All look so nice. I'm so excited. And I'll share the seed packet. I can't remember if this was a mix of seeds. I think it was. Alright, I'm going to use some of the soil again to cover it on top. The looser soil I find is better. Strap. On the strap. Who is in the bucket? It was in the bucket of soil. There. That's so random. Okay. Well, it's funny. That mystery was solved all within a matter of me telling you about it. Okay. So I find that putting this loose soil. This is that Sunshine brand that I've shown you. I find the loose soil kind of, being so compact helps the breeze dirt going to my eye. Helps the roots spread a little bit easier as it's getting acclimated to its new spot. And then I pack the heavier dirt on top. And that seems to have been working, so I hope I didn't put that one too far forward. Alright. I'm gonna go get some other jobs done. Sorry about the dogs. And so I'll be mulching. I'm gonna be putting some more clematis out in one other spot, and then I'll come back and show you the finished product. I finished up everything I think that I planned on doing. I did the video hours ago, and then I went inside and took a break because I was getting hot and sweaty. So I will show you just a few things of what I did. Columbine that I started with in the corner is here. They might be spaced a little close together, but I wanted them further back. I didn't want them too close to the edge. So I have those grouped there. Feels like it's cooled off out here, but it's, again, intermittent clouds, so it feels nice. I put one in between those two planters and those two. So now the back goes like that. I have all that open space there. I haven't decided what I want to put back there. I did mention to Bill earlier that I would like to keep up this pattern of getting a couple more bricks the same way and putting them over there and doing another potted plant, and then I can put something in between. I don't know, we shall see. I can always move Columbine if I need to. That would be fine. And then if we come over here, it took me a couple tries to stake up or figure out how I wanted to tie up those bachelor buttons. I first tried to loop the twine around those boards of the fence, but I just could not get them through, and I was impatient. So I grabbed a couple of those green stakes, and they're pretty much covered up. When you're far away, you can't really tell they're blending in. So they each have their own stake, and I use the tomato clips to clip them on. It just needs a one clip and then it should be fine. And now you can see that nasturtium is more upright, and that opens up the columbine down at the bottom. Oh, this one's starting to open up. This was not opened up earlier, so that's looking nice. We come back here. Now we're in the middle of the day, and the tomato is curling. The curling is upwards. Should make note of that. They're not all curled, but some of them are. So I'm not sure. It's not overly hot, so I don't think it's due to heat stress. It really did cool down. It feels great out here. And then this guy maybe is overwatering, because I did water that today. Should let him dry out. Maybe that mulch is retaining moisture more than I anticipated. Oh, that coneflower is getting covered up. Give you some sunshine there. What else did I do? Oh yeah, I cleaned up the bottom of this pepper plant so those leaves are no longer touching the soil. And then I think I covered up a couple more spots with mulch since I had the bag open. So I just kind of covered up some bare spots, thickened it up a little bit in areas, which I still need to do throughout, but it's coming along nicely. like I did something over here. I think just mulch. Still could use some more mulch. That tomato plant's not looking great. That's okay. Experimenting is what I'm after by planting things in the ground that way. So I think that was on my list of things to do today. And I am planning on editing quite a bit. So hope you enjoy the last few videos. Been working on my editing and I think it's been going really well. It's on Microsoft. I discovered I have a video editing program called Clipchamp, I believe it's called, and that's been really nice. So I can do all sorts of things, adding the text boxes and cutting segments and then combining multiple videos, things like that. It's been really nice exploring that. So hopefully you've been able to tell I put a little more effort into all those things. So I hope you enjoyed. Enjoy the rest of your day. The 4th of July is right around the corner. It is July 1st today. So happy 4th if I don't see you. Bye.